was a child in war-torn Holland who eventually went to Hollywood and starred in some of the most memorable movies ever made. Her career as a film star has spanned something like 40 years, and she has recently emerged in a very important new role as Special Ambassador for UNICEF. And I'm delighted to welcome this Sunday the Oscar-winning actress Audrey Hepburn.
The world-famous actress still has a huge influence on people today. Many often mention her elegance, style, grace, humility, selflessness, acting skills, generosity, and charitable ability. She is an icon, a movie star, a mother, a dancer, an Oscar winner, and a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. Audrey Hepburn was born on May 4, 1929, into a middle-class family with two half-brothers. She witnessed her parents' divorce and her father leaving her mother in May 1935. Although she admits she never really experienced love from her mother, she also says that her mother somewhat became her father too. Audrey recalls that she was drawn to caring for children when she was little more than one herself. In 1939, Audrey and her mother moved in with her grandfather in hopes of escaping the Nazi troops. When Nazi forces occupied Holland in 1940, citizens were filled with anxiety. As aircraft flew low overhead, people took cover in closets, cellars, and cupboards. Holland soon sank into poverty, an unlikely state for the country, which led to food shortages. Audrey experienced malnourishment, which stunned her growth and led to lifelong health issues. In 1941, Audrey enrolled in afternoon music and dance classes. These classes led her to participate in clandestine performances, which meant that dance students risked their safety by presenting private recitals to collect money for resistance workers, otherwise known as the Dutch Underground. Audrey revealed that the performances were informal and amateurish. Her friend played the piano while her mother made the costumes. People often approached the young performers with money or important messages, which were discreetly hidden in the dancers' shoes to be delivered to the resistance. As the war dragged on, the suffering intensified. Food was running out, therefore there was no more strength left. Audrey could no longer participate in dance lessons. If she was lucky, her diet consisted of tulip bulbs and raw potatoes. When the war ended in 1945, she reunited with her family and realized that dancing meant a great deal to her. She resumed her ballet training in Amsterdam and later moved to London with the goal of pursuing a professional dance career. The famous Mary Rambert invited her to return for another audition when scholarship resources became available. Being alone and short on money, Audrey took an opportunity to be an extra in a movie called Dutch in 7 Lessons, which was her first acting debut, and it lasted less than a minute on screen. Audrey admits that after returning to London, she was still short of money. She worked many jobs, and when she received the promised scholarship, she had to focus on the serious dance lessons and earn a living, with no time to rest. Her teacher, known for both her technique and sternness, would reprimand students who folded their arms or slouched their shoulders, often giving them a rap across the knuckles with a stick. Despite many students leaving her studio in tears, Audrey persisted when stating, "My dream was to wear a tutu and dance at Covent Garden." Unfortunately, she was eventually told that due to the lasting effects of malnutrition, she would never be a prima ballerina. With little money, she could not waste time grieving her unfulfilled dream and began searching for a job in the theater. Audrey recalls that it wasn't hard to find work, though the performances did not please her as much as they delighted the audience. At one point, Audrey was performing 21 shows a week, and it wasn't long before her modeling and movie magazine features caught the attention of producers. She began taking acting lessons to complement the interest she was receiving. Audrey's first major film role came in the British drama Secret People, in which her dancing skills were appreciated as she portrayed Nora, a ballerina, in 1951. She was later cast as the lead in the Broadway adaptation of Gigi. The author herself recommended Audrey for the role, and although her stage experience was limited, She received numerous glowing reviews when the play came to New York in 1952. Her success on Broadway caught Hollywood's attention. It felt as if she had become famous overnight. Her face was plastered on countless of magazines praising her newfound allure. Television opportunities followed, but nothing compared to her work with Paramount Pictures on Roman Holiday. Audrey later admitted that she was acting just for the money at the time, though she also felt very fortunate to have the role. Roman Holiday, filmed entirely in Rome, tells the story of a European princess, Anne, portrayed by Audrey, on tour. By the time she arrives in Rome, the princess was bored and frustrated by the endless photo protocols, tedious schedules, and the never-ending parade of people to greet. Longing to feel ordinary, she escapes, meets a kind man. It turns out he is a journalist assigned to write an article about her. As more reviews for Roman Holiday started coming in, Audrey was gaining more and more fame. After its release in 1954, she won an Oscar for her performance.
I'm truly, truly grateful and terribly happy.
Critics agreed that she appeared completely natural, her character effortlessly embodying grace, whether in a gown at an important meeting or dancing carelessly on a boat. She won the Oscar for making simplicity so magnetic, making viewers appreciate even the little things in life. Her fame grew, her talent was proven, and she was cast in many more movies, earning numerous awards and nominations. This includes her most famous role in Breakfast at Tiffany's. At one point, the actress considered quitting acting to focus on family life, but her husband, a film director, convinced her to continue, arguing that since she was 31, it wouldn't get any easier to be cast in leading roles. Having just given birth to her newborn son, she wanted the best for him, so she agreed to star in Breakfast at Tiffany's. In this film, she plays Holly, a mysterious woman that does not dream of love and stability, but of jewelry and cash. And so one of her favorite pastimes is gazing into jewelry shop windows. And to help fulfill her dream, she's also known to be a companion for wealthy older men.
How long are you staying here?
Just until tomorrow morning.
Why such a short visit?
Well, because I only just left for the night and to come here and to aid this wonderful charity for muscular dystrophy, and I can't leave my young son any longer.
In 1967, Audrey took an important role in the film Wait Until Dark. Playing the character was as challenging as being away from her son. Once filming wrapped, she returned home to him, making it clear that she would not be making more movies for a while. For 8 years, she largely turned down film roles to focus on caring for her child. In 1987, Audrey was invited as an honored guest to an international music festival. The concert was organized to benefit UNICEF, which is responsible for protecting and improving the lives of children by providing food, clean water, healthcare, and education. Basically, UNICEF helps building a world where every child has a chance to live fully. Audrey admits that due to her own early experiences, UNICEF wanted her to ask for donations on TV, but she refused and said that she wanted to be UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and to travel to the children in need of help. She spent the next 5 years traveling to some of the world's most vulnerable regions, using her fame to raise awareness and funding for UNICEF's efforts to help the children in need. In 1992, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her humanitarian efforts. Even in her final months before her passing in 1993, she continued to speak on behalf of UNICEF, leaving behind a lasting legacy of compassion, proving that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. She fulfilled her lifelong dream of using her voice to make a difference for children around the world. She showed the world that it is never too late to pursue your deepest calling, and that with dedication, even the most heartfelt dreams can come true.